Hello, it's Mellow, and today I'm here to talk about reasons behind SH. Before I start, I want to apologize for my absence. I had and still kind of have low motivation. Then it was my birthday in October, and then I got a kitten. And, yeah, there he is. Hello, buddy. I've been pretty busy taking care of him. Celebrated Christmas for the first time in a few years. I'm also gonna be moving houses soon, so the setup is gonna change. But buddy. Anyway, I'm pre-recording 3 videos. This one about Little Space, and one about Palestine. So those videos will be here, and then videos after that will be in a new house with a new setup. I'm gonna get more on the topic now. I will make a separate video later on about ways to stop SH. I'll make a big in-depth video about that later on. For now, let's talk about reasonings.
Knock knock, who's there? Autism. Burn, burn, burn. Where the hell is that?
I won't include any graphic detailing on the reasonings. It will be a baseline reason in all of them. So nothing graphic will be mentioned, but if this video will be triggering for you, possibly, I recommend you don't watch it, or you save it for later for when you're in a space where it won't be triggering for you. Now that that's out of the way, onto the video. So, there are many reasons behind SH, typically due to emotional pain, but there is a lot to it. 1. To feel something. People who have mental health issues often feel very low levels of emotion, and/or often feel out of body due to dissociation or derealization, and the physical pain helps bring something they can feel or bring them back to earth, so to speak. There's a lot of ways to recreate this shock that you might be looking for, that can be completely harmless. I will talk about that very in-depth on the video about ways to stop. Reason 2, to have control. Some people have very little control in their life, and so they feel it can bring control to their life. They feel like to do that, they have control over something. But SH just becomes an addiction. It's not control. So if you want control, try taking power over your struggle with it, and that will be control. And that will take a while, but it can... How the fuck did you get a worm? Reason 3, as a cry for help. Some people feel like nobody will notice or believe them when they talk about their struggles unless there's physical proof. But somebody will believe you. You will have people who believe you someday, even if not now. You don't have to hurt yourself. And people who don't believe you won't believe other people. They're not worth it. Reason 4, because they feel like they deserve it. If you can't get rid of that thought, you can find people who will help you do so. Or think about people who you don't think deserve it, and know that people feel the same about you. Reason 5, to feel valid in their emotions. Because they think this person who is suffering is doing it. So if I do it, my suffering is more valid. But that's not how it works. People experience their suffering differently, and you don't need to hurt yourself to prove that your struggles and your suffering is valid. It's valid regardless, because it's your suffering and your experience, no matter how you experience it. 6, to understand people better. This may not be very common, but some people are so desperate to understand the struggles others go through that it brings their own struggles they might not have had otherwise. With SH, they might not have struggled with it if they weren't surrounded by people who did it, but they want to understand these people. They want to understand them to help them, or to feel like they can relate, or feel like they belong in a group. So it makes them want to understand so desperately that they do it or want to. There are other ways to understand people. You can understand people without going through the thing that the people around you are struggling with. Reason 6, unintentional mirroring behavior. Mirroring is a subconscious copying of other people's behaviors, words, actions, etc. Negative coping skills can be contagious in a way for people who mirror and are in a bad place. So it's like you're surrounded by it, so it makes you want to do it. Reason 8, a sense of curiosity or excitement. I know that one is more controversial, and it is to a degree. Like, if you're saying that it seems fun, like, that's problematic because the experience is not fun. But I mean, if you're going through some kind of psychosis or mental struggle, it seems that way. When you're mentally unwell, things that harm you can feel exciting or intriguing. As I said, it's not a fun or aesthetic thing to go through, and if they feel that way, they need help too. Maybe not the same kind of help, but they still need help. People. What the hell, dude? Yeah, I'm talking to you, buddy. There are people who feel a combination of multiple of these things and or have started for different reasons, then they continued. And there are people who may never understand why they do or want to do it, but they can still get better. You don't need to understand why to get better. It can help, but you don't need to. You're not helpless if you don't. And I'm sure there are reasons I have missed. There's so many different possible reasons. Those are just the ones I could think of and that I've heard of. But feel free to talk about reasons I've missed and or add on to other reasons I talked about. If you need reassurance or anything of the sort and you can't get it elsewhere, you can get it in my comment section. If you're gonna do that, leave a trigger leave a trigger warning for what you're gonna talk about, and do not talk about it. And stop eating stuff. Do not talk about it in graphic detail. I do not want that in my comment section, but you are open to reach out in the comments for reassurance. I also have a Discord server that has 24/7 available venting. I don't have venting. Is that a word? Cat, you're gonna fall. Anyway, I will stop eating my shelf. Again, as I said, I will make a separate video on ways to stop SH. This was Mellow. I hope you have a good day. If you don't, that's okay. I'll see you later, hopefully.